My name is Evan Harrington. Why did that happen? What is this? What is the diabolical science plan here? And he goes, it's Buffalo Pepsi. You want to try some? Look at him like, Buffalo Pepsi? I was like, look at him like, there's different flavors?
The biggest Jags fan of all time, Justin Bachman. To be biased, but Duval.
I'm your host, Frank the Tank Lopez. I'm ready to fight a kid if it happens. If one kid says one dumb thing tomorrow about Baker Mayfield or anything, I'm punching a kid. Boom!
Mr. Brotherly Love here, Chris Giacobello. I know how to turn the mics on, Dan.
That's a good thing to know.
We got it. Progress.
My name's Dan Dale, a.k.a. Double D.
You're quiet. I can barely hear you.
Why am I quiet? Why am I quiet?
Dan, you're quiet.
How am I ever quiet?
Here is The Blitz on 91.3 FM.
Live here from Buffalo State University.
Welcome into The Blitz on 91.3 FM WBOI Buffalo. Buffalo's original alternative since 1982, brought to you by the Buffalo State Student Activity Fee. My name is Dan Dale, also known as Double D, and welcome to 2024 and the brand new Blitz intro. Brand new, made it, asked for clips, got everybody. I mean, really, I kind of picked most of the clips because some of them, didn't do it in enough time. But, nonetheless, one guy who did send me the clips is actually here with me today, Mr. Frank the Tank Lopez.
That's right. We're back into 2024, baby. That's legitimately one of the greatest things I've ever heard.
Thank you. Brand new intro, because the old one was kind of getting outdated.
Yeah.
And
it was just...
You know how I could tell? It still said, live from Buffalo State College.
I didn't realize... Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Look at that. We go to a university now.
We go to uni now.
That was sick. I loved that.
Thank you.
Especially the part where I threatened to assault a child.
It's not that I wanted to make it.
That's the one
like
I thought you weren't gonna put in.
No, I loved it, and then I at that point when you said I'm gonna beat up a child, I just wanted to put the boom there, like you actually.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That was yes. That was great.
Like you actually punched a kid. You did it.
I didn't.
Right,
but
you didn't. But
the editing made it sound like I.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, I thought the Harrington one that I found, there's different flavors of Pepsi.
There's different flavors of Pepsi? I know how to work the mics, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, that was...
Chris did send me another one. I will give credit to Chris. Chris did send me, that was not the clip. I found this was from the 24-hour stream.
Yeah.
And I didn't, those aren't posted yet, just because I haven't had my flash drive because it's been stuck here because they used it for like the rest of the 24 hours after
the first
we
show
got off.
The first show or the second show?
Second show. After we got off second time.
Christ.
So from about 12 midnight to 12 midday, they kind of used my whole...
You have all that... Did they take that off? Did they take it off or they still need it?
I think they used at least... There's 4 hours on there that is just back to back to back.
Oh my God.
Like them playing video games, then do something else. And
I joined the live for that and I was like, I'm so mad I'm not there. I just saw Nelly and I think not Armando. I think it was Joey.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was just like, I'm so upset that I'm not there.
Yeah.
Listen, Christmas time though.
It is. It was at that time. So it made sense.
Yeah.
Gotta go home.
Nah. I did my time.
Yeah. But I put some effort into that intro.
That was
Put some effort.
You were hyping it up, and honestly, it exceeded.
It's fair.
It exceeded all expectations.
I mean, it should.
The beat is sick. Then the drop in.
Yep. And there's multiple drop-ins, so it's like you'll never.
We're starting the year off right.
I know.
This is gonna be a massive year for the Blitz.
It should be. I mean, we lose one, but we gain another. Lose a Joe Cowie.
Rest in peace, Joe. Not dead, but just
not here.
Did he sign it?
Yeah, he's right by Tanner. So if you see where Evan Pasquale, then you see Tanner, and then you see Joe, because Joe says the Buffalo Indian on it.
I'll point at it later because I don't see it.
How are you?
I'm blind. I see Depot.
Right. You see Tanner with the UPL goat. UPL equals goat. Like right next to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then next to Tanner.
He has a really nice signature.
It is shockingly for on the wall.
That is a really nice signature.
I'm expecting my signature not to look like that once I sign that wall.
Mine is just scribbles.
Same. You trust me, nobody's gonna know who I am.
No idea.
But while we were off, taking our little New Year celebration, going crazy, Week 18 happened, and oh my God, was it amazing in every sense.
We have so much to talk about.
So much to talk about. I wish Justin was here, because there is something a little special I had planned for Justin, and I did warn him it is mean, but it's funny. In some sense, I will come back with it next break.
It's friendly banter.
Yeah, right. No, it's great. But when we take our first break at some point, I'll play that coming back, just to have a good laugh. But why don't we talk about them Jacksonville Jaguars?
What? Talk about how a disastrous end that they've had?
Oh, 100%. Disastrous.
I mean, I can't believe the narrative now is that Trevor Lawrence is not
good enough.
A good enough quarterback to lead a team. Which a year ago,
he was seen as like the next GOAT.
I mean, coming out of Clemson was, the college quarterback, than Burrow, or after Burrow.
Right.
And then, obviously his first season in Jacksonville was not great when you have
Urban Meyer
running around, going to locations that,
going to clubs and doing some bad things.
If you play GTA 5, it's a certain club that you might like.
Right.
But, obviously that first season, but, they kind of stacked. You got Evan Ingram, Travis Etienne, Calvin Ridley put up a really good game, last game of the season. Really nice that he, popped off for that game.
Evan Ingram did.
Really not. I'm still not over fantasy. I'm fine.
Neither am I. Trust me. I came second, and I lost mostly because of Evan Ingram and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Tua decided to put up 15 points my first off the bye week that I had. Tua puts up 15.
Yeah.
It's whatever. But no, coming into the season, it was the NFC South was going to be the worst division. And then
they were.
Yes. But then the AFC South turned very interesting, because coming in, it's the Jags. It's the Jags all the way.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, this CJ Stroud guy is he's kind of sick.
Yeah.
And they're actually good. Tank Dell's a GOAT. And it's just, oh my God. They actually have an enormous chance of winning. And then, of course, now here they are.
Right. Yeah, no, I really think the Jags just fumbled it so hard. And I also, when you don't want to face Mike Vrabel, you just don't. I have never seen anybody say, please let me face Mike Vrabel at when my season's on the line. Trust me, Mike Vrabel will kill any hope you have while you're in the playoffs, looking into the playoffs. Mike Vrabel does not care.
That's a whole other conversation.
Right, now that he's out of Tennessee. But, it was a good send-off game. And also, for Derrick Henry. I mean, Derrick Henry kind of addressed the crowd. And
you have no more allegiance to Tennessee anymore. You have no reason to ever cheer for Tennessee anymore.
No, I am now a free agent, supposedly, to wherever Derrick goes.
You guys are a package.
So if Derrick heads to Tampa Bay, I must cheer for Tampa Bay.
Oh, my God.
If Derrick heads...
It won't happen. We're in cap hell, but...
Well, that's same with us. I mean, no matter how much I want him to come here, when you're 41 million...
What do you mean? You guys have Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, great.
You don't need Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Yeah. Really appreciate Playoff Lenny holding on to Josh's sides and pushing him forward.
Yeah, really just great.
Really great job by him. I mean, if Derrick Henry goes to Eagles, I mean, the Eagles chant gets even louder. I don't know how I'll make that louder, but
don't put that into the universe.
Hopefully he doesn't go to the Jags, just because.
No,
Justin's already.
Why would he go to the Jags? He wants to be an RB1. He's not gonna be that with Travis Etienne.
I didn't think it as a perspective
of actual football, but just like you don't want it to be like
of like rivalry.
Yeah.
Because when the Bills got rid of Thurman Thomas, he went to Miami as like, I'm gonna show you. Which is
I don't think he has anything to show against Tennessee.
No, you think I think I pretty much know the place he may go. Houston. Devin Singletary's not the future. They've already lost Dameon Pierce. Dameon Pierce has already become their special teams guy. He's the returner now.
The weird thing is I can't like picture him in anything but a Titans uniform. So seeing him in a Texans...
you got the Oilers uniform. So.
Shut your mouth. But seeing him in a Texans uniform would be...
It'd be weird, right?
It would be so weird.
But it would make sense. If they do want that big running back...
And they have the cap for it, for sure. They still have, 2 more years before they have to pay C.J. Stroud? 3 more years? 3 more years?
3 more years. Even better. They got 3 more years until they got to pay Tank Dell.
So it's like...
I think 1 more year until they got to pay Nico Collins.
And you can absolutely give Derrick Henry a 2-year...
Just...
2-3-year deal.
Which is probably the rest of his prime.
Yeah, exactly. And especially if this team, they made it in with the playoffs with this team. Yeah. Imagine having Derrick Henry in that. Oh, that backfield would be insane.
Well, then you got the dynamic of, are they going to run? Are they going to pass? What do we do? They have too many good weapons.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing to have. I mean, especially when you got 2 guys who can beat the top over any corner, it seems.
Insane.
It is. And then you put in with a running back who can burst up the middle if you're just having trouble on the outside would be nuts. It would be honestly nuts.
I kind of just feel bad for Titans fans.
I mean, yeah.
You go from, back-to-back AFC South division winners, make it to the divisional round.
Yep.
You've probably had the best head coach you've had in so long. You're relevant when it comes to playoff times.
And then you trade.
Now you lose your star running back.
Yep.
You traded Kevin Byard.
You traded AJ Brown.
That was the beginning of the end.
That was the beginning of the end, yeah.
That's when you knew Mike Vrabel was just didn't have the power that we thought he had.
Right.
And maybe the pull that he thought he had.
Because it was the brand new GM at that point.
Yeah.
And that was like his first move, trading away AJ Brown.
Look how it's working out for them.
And he even went out and said, there was no, I like Mike Vrabel. Vrabel's great. And I'm like, no, you want him gone.
Yeah.
Partially, you want him gone. I mean, also, it's not like Tennessee had a right to keep him anyway. He was up with his contract.
Yeah.
So he could have just said, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't
blame him.
No, neither do I.
Look at the talent that they have coming up. You still have Will Levis. You may have Ryan Tannehill.
If Treylon Burks ever stays healthy. I mean, no offense to the guy, but it's like almost every week he plays, he gets a brand new injury that keeps him out 4 weeks.
Is D-Hop on a 1-year deal or 2-year deal?
I think D-Hop's only a 1-year deal.
So he's probably gone. Well, I mean, yeah. I don't think he wants Will Levis or Ryan Tannehill throwing him the ball. Bring him to Tampa.
Well, yeah, you might need a new guy after this season if Mike Evans leaves. I mean, it's fair to say.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The Mike Evans Family Foundation is rooted in Tampa, and he's not leaving.
Doesn't matter how rooted it is.
He's not leaving.
Harrison Smith was pretty rooted in Buffalo, and then he left.
Once we bust out that paycheck for Antoine Winfield Jr., the best DB in the league, by the way, not a Pro Bowler though.
Neither is Phil Douglas, but I think everybody can agree now that he kind of deserves some consideration, at least with the Bills.
Yeah, I think league consensus is Antoine Winfield Jr.
Oh yeah, he is one of the.
Even though the All-Pro players came out. Oh, DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh
my God!
Before we get to breaking news, because you have found something. DeAndre Hopkins did sign a 2-year contract actually, but he has the potential out this year, which leaves Tennessee with $7 million in cap or in dead space. So, breaking news.
Massive
breaking news. Huh?
Head coach Pete Carroll of the Seattle Seahawks is out. What is happening? What?
And there's an all-staff meeting called at 11 a.m. today. At least Pacific time. That's what?
Okay.
I mean, they're saying he may just go upstairs.
Yeah, Ian Rappaport says, don't be surprised if he lands upstairs in Seattle, but for now he's not head coach.
Bruce Arians. That is basically what I'm saying. He's probably just saying, I'm retiring.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a Super Bowl. He doesn't really need anything more to his resume. He made Geno Smith into something for like a little bit. Like, I mean, all credit to the dude. He proved everybody wrong. And then he was that close to playoffs again.
Yeah. He is in my eyes, he is the legendary head coach, not only just for the wins he has, but also just the personality he is.
Oh, yeah. He was like the first, I think, really big, different guy. Like, he just was there to have fun.
Yeah.
Like, he was...
And he's still doing it at 70 years old.
Yeah. Where he's just like chewing gum and just dancing around with no shirt on, because that was a thing that happened with DK Metcalf.
Oh my God!
But that's shocking that it comes this quick. I mean, at least it's not like a Sean Payton type decision where it's like he took 2 months and then you don't have time to interview anybody, at least of worthy caliber.
I have my theory.
You have your theory?
Brandon Staley.
Oh, my God.
Imagine Brandon Staley controlling that offense of Geno Smith, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Kenneth Walker, DK, Lockett. Look at,
And you know Staley's a defensive coach, right?
Oh, I know. That's why it'll be beautiful working with that offense. Wow.
Oh, my God.
I wasn't
expecting that. Finally breaking news. Wow.
That's like big breaking news, too.
You're right. It's not like just some little thing. This is... Pete Carroll is gone. Or at least gone as a head coach. I think the whole NFC West just took a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah.
I mean, really, Pete Carroll knows everything in the sense of your weaknesses, your strengths, how to eliminate them. I mean, he's been in the league for so long.
14 seasons. He has a 137-89 record, 2 Super Bowl appearances, and then obviously the Super Bowl win against the Broncos. Wow.
That's just wow. And Rappaport's already saying Dan Quinn would quickly be considered a strong candidate to replace Pete Carroll.
What is happening?
Rappaport, slow down. Slow down, man. We can only take so much breaking news.
Yeah, Schefter said the same thing. He still could remain in the organization, but just not as the head coach.
Right.
How does Matt Eberflus still have a job?
That is a good question. I don't know. How does Pete Carroll get moved?
Like this has probably been like talked about since like if they
it
didn't
must
make the
have
playoffs, they were probably like it's up to
he
you.
has to go.
But still,
Like,
Matt Eberflus has a job.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's definitely a guy who deserves a job. I mean, Matt Eberflus is such. I'm really close to calling him a second half coach. Like, his team sucks always in the first half, and then just magically, right after their bye or right after like the halfway point, they just figure it out.
Yeah, I will say I really like Justin Fields. I think he has not like a super high ceiling, not like towards like a Lamar, not like a Josh.
But he still has that ceiling.
I think he has that starter, like obviously, but not even potential. Like he will be a starter for years to come. But
can he just prove it? That's the main question.
And is it Chicago?
Right.
Because if you draft Caleb Williams, he's your starter.
Right.
If he's as NFL ready as all the analysts and insider and reporters all say, he's got the build of not build of Josh Allen, but he has the play style of Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, and Stafford all combined into one person, like Orlovsky said.
Yeah.
Sounds like this kid needs to be in the Hall of Fame now.
Right.
Is from what I'm hearing. So if you draft him, that's your starter. So I don't know what you do with Justin Fields.
No, it really is. Are they going to turn the number 1 pick into something else? Which, with Ryan Poles there, Ryan Poles has a chance to do anything. In all honesty, if
you have 2 picks in the first 10 picks.
Yeah, I mean that's
trade at least
crazy.
Do something.
And if you're not going to take a quarterback, I mean, there's a bunch of other teams you could probably fleece. Tennessee.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Tennessee will take anything right now.
You could just pick apart whatever they have left that's good, and just take it with you.
Other than D-Hop, I don't know anything else about Tennessee. I have legitimately.
I mean, now that Derrick Henry's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
That's why D-Hop's the only thing left.
Yeah.
In Tennessee.
And even then, we don't know. There's still a potential out.
Yeah, he's probably out.
Yeah, I would say they're gonna ask him to go because they're probably just gonna throw everything to the wall, scrap everything. And,
it's good. Yeah, they're in rebuild.
Yep. They are rebuilding.
And I don't think D-Hop wants to go through that.
No, he's 31.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't.
About to turn 32.
It's going to be an Odell situation where he doesn't want to sit through rebuilds. He wants to be on a team that can give him the highest shot of winning.
Kind of like how Dalvin Cook said, I don't want to play for the Jets no more. Get me on the practice squad of Baltimore.
Insane,
dude.
Can't believe Buffalo has the better Cook brother.
It's true, though.
I mean,
it's true. By stats and everything, by every mean, yeah.
This season, James Cook has been
top 3.
A top 3 running back.
I mean, yeah, we're considering that also Nick Chubb was out and, that horrible injury. But still, even if Nick Chubb's playing, he's still a top 5 running back this year.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, it still sounds pretty dang good, I would assume.
I know. I have a hot take on my top 5 running backs of the year.
Oh, do you?
CMC.
Yep.
James Cook.
Okay.
Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
Rashad White.
Wow.
If you look
right
after the bye week, remember when I was like, we need to stop giving Rashad White the ball?
Right. Then
after the bye week, I was like, keep giving him the ball. Just stop.
He heard you and said, shut up, Frank.
Well, I said stop running of the ball up the middle, which guess what happened?
They started
doing sweeps, and all of a sudden it's like, oh,
it works.
If we just get him blocks. Guy's fast and he's elusive.
Yeah.
Good job, Todd. Yeah, I love Todd Bowles.
You're back on I Love Todd Bowles.
I've been back for so long. It's been a journey we've had with each other, me and him. But there was a video that came out after the Panthers game of them landing, and it's his kids running up to him. Mm-hmm. They're all just hugging him. I'm just like, man,
how could you hate this guy?
Can't believe it's gonna be all over after Monday. Can't believe it.
Maybe not.
We'll see.
Maybe not. I mean, we'll do picks later.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we'll see.
We'll see. But I mean, there's a bunch of other firings. I mean, we talked a little bit about Vrabel getting fired, and that not being a huge shock, but it's still a shock nonetheless. Ron Rivera getting fired. That was called.
Yeah.
Plus new owners. New owners want a new face.
Redskins are coming back.
Ron's been too much of the face of the football team for too long.
Yeah.
I mean, really, for the whole 4 years he's been head coach, he's really been like the PR team as well.
Yeah, he's done everything.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I wouldn't be shocked if they just go inside and go BM me. In all honesty.
I want that so bad.
I mean, I know we have a lot of interviews probably going to be asked right away. I mean, you already got teams denying teams interviews.
But, like, there's got to be a reason that Bieniemy left Kansas City.
Yep. And you can tell that Kansas City offense isn't the same.
No. And you can say obviously drop passes are
a key, but still.
It's just...
It doesn't look as dangerous as it has.
It's not as dangerous. It's not as flashy. It's not as articulate.
So when everybody said, oh... Well, no, it's Andy Reid doing the offensive coordinator. Bieniemy's just next to him. Was it really that? Was it Bieniemy calling the plays and Andy Reid was just kind of saying, okay, yeah, I'm good with that?
Because, yeah, I know Washington looked pretty rough, after like week 12. But yeah, Sam Howell was up there top 5 for passing touchdowns and passing yards for the first 10.
He was top in passing yards for a short time, which, I mean, whether you like that or not, that means that you can make any quarterback look viable.
It means you have a decently high-powered offense that can work, especially when you have a top 12 receiver in Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
And you have decent running backs. I think Bieniemy having that job would be great, especially if they want to do a fresh... Let's be honest. The Commanders haven't had a great string of PR success recently.
No.
FedEx Field. The owner changes. Name changes. You want to get... A lot
of changes.
That disrespectful Sean Taylor statue.
Breaking news about Pete Carroll. Seattle released a statement.
Oh.
This is a statement from Jody Allen, chair of the Seattle Seahawks, and that's actually how they put it. After thoughtful meetings and careful consideration for the best interest of the franchise, we have amicably agreed with Pete Carroll that his role will evolve from head coach to remain with the organization as an advisor. Pete is the winningest coach in Seahawks history, brought the city its first Super Bowl title, and created tremendous impact over the past 14 years on the field and in the community. His expertise in leadership, and it's a bunch of other building.
Just filler.
Pete will be always beloved member of Seahawks family. But really it is now official that he is going to be an advisor. Which, I mean, good for P. He still gets some money if he wants it. I mean, Pete all deservedly deserves every bit of, greatness. I mean, I won't be shocked.
Probably one of the best coaches of the 21st century.
Right, and I won't be shocked if what they did with Bruce Arians in Tampa Bay put him right on the
just Hall put him back in the
or Ring of Fame.
He's absolutely.
I mean, he has to go there. But I mean, now that he's an advisor, I think they're allowed to do it. I think they're not allowed to do it when they're still coaching. I don't really know the specifications on how to make.
It should be first home game of the season for them. next year, it's Pete Carroll night.
Yeah, it really should be. Maybe they'll even bring Russell Wilson home.
That's messed up.
That's messed up. Denver fans are crying. Like we spent all this.
There's so much NFL news.
There is. I mean, when you don't talk for
where does Russell Wilson go?
Who knows? Who knows? What does Denver do? With
it's not back. It's not back to Seattle. They had Geno locked up.
Does Denver? Does Minnesota move on from Kirk Cousins and Kirk Cousins go to Denver?
Oh my God!
Sean Payton knows a lot about Kirk Cousins.
Oh my God! No.
Kirk Cousins is kind of like a Drew Brees type.
I don't think Minnesota would accept Russell Wilson.
Well, I'm not saying they would accept Russell Wilson. I'm just saying that Kirk Cousins would go to Denver.
I don't hate it. I don't know. I think the person I see leaving Minnesota is obviously Justin Jefferson.
Right. Other head coach firing news. Of course, I think the best head coach firing, which was very well deserved, Arthur Smith.
They didn't even wait to give him the morning.
No.
2 minutes into...
They quite literally said, this dude's gone.
Literally 2 minutes into midnight. It's like...
12:02.
You're out of here, bud.
Out the building.
Yeah.
The
most deserved firing.
Ever.
You never want to see someone lose their job. It's sucks. But also, it's NFL coaches. They've made their money.
Right. And remember, Arthur Smith's dad is the owner of FedEx.
Oh my God, I forgot. Yeah. So
he's got nothing to
You
whine
don't really
about.
feel bad.
No, you do not.
Especially when you saw the way he used Kyle Pitts.
Look, I really think that Arthur Smith's dad went up to Arthur Blanks and said, hey, you owe me a solid.
Yeah.
Hire my son.
Probably.
And he said, fine, I'll give him 3 years. Gave him 3 years.
You can't. I mean, first off, it's hard to win in that division. And you got the best team in the NFC in there. But
it's also hard to win in that division when most of the teams are under 500.
We're not under 500.
I know you're not, but most of the teams.
Only 2 teams in that division are under 500.
Shockingly.
Exactly.
It should be all 4.
By the way, when I was doing my walk here, I was like, let me listen to the back to school episode where we gave our record predictions.
Yeah.
Guess who had the Bucks winning the division at 9-8?
You really?
And guess who had the Bills winning the division at 12-5?
Wow, you were really close then.
Are the Bills?
They're 11-6.
Oh, never mind.
Wow, you almost went 2 for 2.
But no,
I can give you like one in 1/2.
Yeah, I heard myself. Brain. Listen, I'm cold, and it's been.
I know he walked here, ladies and gentlemen. So
it was only an hour walk, which actually isn't awful.
Well, in this weather, it's awful.
Yeah, my hands were dying, but
yeah,
it was. I was listening. I just go, yeah, the Buccaneers are winning the division at 9-8. I heard myself say that. I was like, I'm a prophet. I'm a genius.
I knew.
I am the chosen one.
I am the chosen one. I knew all along what was happening.
Yeah, but I was listening to that. We got a lot of things wrong.
Oh, yeah.
We got so much. Well, not our fault, because we said the Bengals would be good. And
did I agree on that?
Yeah. No, you agreed. You had them. I think Evan was the only one, because it was that 3-way episode, and it was Evan's the only one that had Baltimore winning.
Wow.
We both had Bengals.
Ouch. Well, also you can't really see.
Yeah, but we didn't. You can't blame us.
You can't count us for not seeing Joe Burrow's 27 injuries this season.
Guess who I had coming in second in the AFC West? The Chargers. Look how wrong I was.
Yeah, they turned out last.
All of us had the Chargers in second.
Yeah. No, I think I had Chargers close to winning the whole division.
I think I had Browns last in the.
Okay, yeah, but that made sense.
Exactly.
That made sense at the time.
So, you can't blame us.
You can't tell me Joe Flacco, you knew Joe Flacco was going to come flying in.
Especially but so I still have my deep hatred for Deshaun Watson.
Right, yeah.
So maybe I'll let that clog my head. But also, it looked like I was going to be right with the Nick Chubb injury early in the season.
Yeah, it really did look that way.
And then DTR coming out, I was like, oh,
yeah.
This is over.
The season's gone.
And then, my God, Joe Flacco, the elite quarterback.
The GOAT.
Oh, my God.
He is the GOAT. The dude went from off his couch to flying in as the starting
and leading the Browns to
a playoff.
My goodness.
Joe Flacco will appear in, I think, almost, if he wins this week, if they win, Joe Flacco will appear in the same amount of games as Baker Mayfield did as Browns quarterback, which is crazy to think of. Like, it's not a shot at Baker.
No,
it's
fair.
just saying
that Cleveland
I
Baker
don't want you
and Tampa Baker are two very different entities.
Yeah, they're very different people. But I mean, if you look at that, that's just funny to me to say, wow, this guy you drafted number 1 overall back in 2018 only made it to 2 playoff games.
By the way, and treated like a piece, and they treated him
like a piece of garbage.
Awfully.
Yeah. After 4 years, move on from him. And then this guy who has been starting for you for the past 4 weeks just swoops in, gets the job, wins games, and has a chance to start as many games after being on the couch for 3/4 of the year.
Also, in 3 weeks, he had more passing touchdowns than Kenny Pickett had all year.
Yep.
And I think he's passed him.
Yep. Probably.
Guess what? From week 0 to literally days before the playoffs, my statement still holds that Kenny Pickett is not a good quarterback.
Yep.
I'm not, you know what? I'm not happy about that. Let me not celebrate.
No,
let me celebrate. Kenny Pickett's not a good quarterback.
He's not.
I don't like Steelers. I don't like Steelers fans. I don't care.
I mean, really, that's the only thing I'm worried about on Sunday. Is that if Mason Rudolph does bad and the Bills did not prepare for Kenny Pickett.
You don't have to prepare.
You kind of got to prepare. At least a little bit. At least a little bit in some capacity. Because Tomlin would make that change if needed. Most likely. Maybe. Mike Tomlin's also very hard-headed.
Also, when it comes to the playoffs recently, let's
not
give the Steelers much credit.
Well, also without TJ Watt.
Exactly.
That is huge without TJ Watt. That changed this whole game, I think. But I still love how McDermott goes out press conference, I think a couple days after Miami, and says, yeah, the Steelers really embarrassed us in preseason. We really got to do better. They really embarrassed us in the preseason. Like it matters. But yeah.
You know what's great? I can't believe just a few weeks ago or a month ago, I was on if Sean McDermott doesn't turn it around,
he should be fired.
Yeah.
And
obviously, news comes out about Sean McDermott that, may not be great.
Right, yeah, the 9/11 comments.
Oh, yep, those ones. And, being referring to his team as a group
of terrorists. And that they have to work together
and coordinate.
Yep.
It doesn't
sound great.
Doesn't sound great. But for some reason, since that came out, they've won the AFC East.
They've won 5 games in a row.
So I don't know what you can correlate to that.
But
the Bills take over after being, everyone looking at me like, that's boo. They suck. Now they're AFC champions. They got hats and T-shirts.
And a lot of people still won't move on that Sean McDermott needs to go. I will say
he won't be back. Give it another 2 years.
I texted the group chat after their win in Miami, after the Bills win in Miami. gave some downtime because I was probably screaming my head off.
Yeah, you were going crazy.
I was going
night.
nuts.
Was that the night you just started attacking everyone?
Not me, saying but... Trevor Lawrence is bad. And Baker Mayfield is trash.
Yeah.
And the reason I said Baker Mayfield was trash was because I used him in my fantasy playoffs in Week 18 because our league had 7.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that wasn't.
No, it just didn't go.
That wasn't a great game.
No, that was not. He did better than Jalen Hurts though. So.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Even though Jalen Hurts played like a half.
What was his finger look like? I can't even explain it.
I didn't even want to look at it. But
macaroni.
I mean, trust me. I text the group chat macaroni, and I said I want the Sean McDermott apologies on my desk by tomorrow. And of course, I don't have a desk, but I wanted the apologies. And Harrington and Joe both said, "Well, I won't apologize until he wins the Super Bowl." And I'm like, guys, this isn't an apology for later, being mad when something bad could happen and you don't win and we don't win the Super Bowl. I'm saying that from week 12 on, you wanted this guy fired, said he couldn't do what they did, and if they couldn't do it, you want him gone. He deserves at least some part of an apology to just be like, wow, I can't believe he did that. I can't believe he should be the coach. There's a reason he should be the coach. That doesn't happen if you fire him at week 12, like everybody was asking for, or him resigning because of those comments that he made.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen. I get it. You don't want to apologize fully because he hasn't won you the big thing. But he made a huge step in a way that I think I haven't seen him do before since probably his second season as Bills head coach. His defense is 10 times better.
So much better.
Whatever the next man up mentality is in that locker room, it is
insane.
Beyond insanity. I mean, it is just nuts how Balin Spector was able to come on for Tyrell Dodson and still make plays, still make tackles in the backfield. And you're just like, huh? Dane Jackson. Me and Joe got into an argument over Twitter about Dane Jackson being good or bad because Chris Collinsworth took the biggest dagger to Dane Jackson and put it right in the back.
What did he say? I didn't see that.
He said that, yeah, Dane Jackson's good, but he's not great. He's not that guy you want out there. I'm like, dude, he used to be our number 1 for a little bit. He was our number 2. He's not bad. Would you rather Kyer Elam get sent out there or Dane Jackson?
Also, what an awful thing to say about a player on national television.
Oh, that was a lot of that. Chris Collinsworth was giving a lot of backhanded comments on Sunday night.
There's so many of them that are just so blatant in who they support and who they like.
It was funny. I think, it was about Kincaid. This is also Collinsworth.
I saw the Kincaid one.
Yeah, where he says, I won't call him Travis Kelce because he's not a Hall of Famer, and he's a rookie! He literally just spawned in the league. He literally just said hello, and you're already bullying him into the ground.
Is that a rookie tight end? That's not Travis Kelce.
No duh.
Huh. Because Travis Kelce has 2 Super Bowls.
No.
The kid hasn't even played in a playoff game yet. It's so dumb.
Dude, just get your butt out of the butt kissing of Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City.
So,
I mean, really, Chris
also
Collinsworth,
in my mind, Josh Allen only threw 1 pick that game.
Yeah. It really,
when he threw that ball up, and I'm like, if this is picked, it's either if it's touchdown, it's fine. If it's picked, it's also fine.
I also gave Javis tripped.
Yeah,
which is the main reason the pick happened. I don't think the pick happened.
When I saw him trip in live, and I was like, PI? No way. And then they replayed, and I was like,
no, he just trips over himself.
This loser just tripped.
Yep.
And I was like, dude. come on.
No, that was.
But it was an electric game.
It was.
It was scary.
Yeah. No, trust me. I think most people after the first half were like, "Well, GG's. Next game."
At least we made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, right. At least we're 7. You know, like I'll take it. We'll see you next week. And I mean the Sherfield helmet catch, or
that was insane.
Not helmet catch, but the ball that went off the helmet, almost out of bounds, and he just toe drags it.
And Eli Apple just standing there, just going, huh?
Oh, and then Mike McDaniel's face of, oh.
Yeah, but it's insane.
It is. It's funny because Trent Sherfield got his revenge. He used to be Miami wide receiver. It was Sherfield's revenge game. It couldn't have come better at another time. And then you got Hardy deciding to, I don't know, take it from the 5.
Take it from the 5.
Take it from the 5 and have the longest punt return in Bills history.
I know. I saw the clip of Barstool Frank the Tank when they were watching the game. Fraud, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Big fraud.
And you just hear someone go like, are they fielding it from the 5? And you just see everyone's face just goes, as he just runs through the 20 and then the 30 and the 40, you just go, oh. Everyone's face just lights up and it's just, oh my. It was, watching that live was electric.
No, I think everybody's first reaction to was, why are you taking it from the 5? And then you're just going,
That's why. That's why you take it from the 5.
Yeah. And then at least, Josh put it away.
Of course he does.
Can.
Of course he does.
Yep.
Oh, and that run on the 3rd, was it 3rd and 13 or 4th and 13?
3rd and 13. 3rd and 15, maybe. But it's even funny going back on that play because people got the, behind camera now. Number 4. I don't know who number 4 on Miami is.
No clue.
But whoever he is, he did not want to smoke. He kept backing away from Allen. Like, please don't come at me. Please don't come at me. And even, at the end, he pretends he grabbed him and threw him down.
Even though Josh clearly dived.
Yeah.
Josh clearly dived and then rolled and then popped back up.
Quite literally in the film, he's just backing away and I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah, but when you have Josh Allen running at you, the freak, I don't want any part of that.
No, I wouldn't want any part of that either. And, I couldn't believe that the Bills did it, but they did it. And deservedly, I mean, really, Miami killed themselves.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, Tua.
But also,
no matter how much Tua gets hated on, I also think people are starting to turn on Tyreek Hill. And I'm like, how can you turn on Tyreek Hill? I've been seeing he's dropped passes in key moments. If he catches those, we're looking at different outcomes. And I'm like, dude,
Tyreek's been the reason.
He's the receiving leader. You're really gonna argue with the number 1 receiver in the league, whether you like it or not, and think Justin Jefferson is great. Tyreek Hill, year in and year out, has proven why he's number 1.
The guy who was on pace for 2,000 yards up until 3 weeks ago.
Just because he got hurt?
Yeah.
And then played hurt, and then got even more hurt during that last play, or one of the last plays against the Bills. I mean...
And this was a big one, because I don't think... I think things would have been different. I think if Bills-Chiefs were to happen again, a very different outcome would come out of that game. Now, today.
Oh, if it was we were 6th seed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it. But the only way we were going to be 6th seed is if we tied.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was either we're facing Miami or we're facing Pittsburgh. And I think if you ask every Bills fan here, Pittsburgh.
Especially now that TJ Watt's out.
Yeah. Well, I would even take Pittsburgh with TJ Watt.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, that's just a nice little addition to it. But I mean, it was a shocker that whole night, and that they did it. And I love the speech at the end by Allen in the locker room.
Hats and T-shirts.
Saying that hats and T-shirts are great, but they don't mean blank at the end of the day. Like, we still got to go out 1 week at a time and win the whole thing. Even him and Diggs having that, like, four more. And then you got, like, the Diggs hugging McDermott. And it's like, dude, people just like to hate on the Bills.
Yeah, for some reason.
Really, at this point, I mean, yeah, Diggs really looks unhappy.
I know. So someone made a sarcastic thing. He's like, "An aggressive hug. You don't do that to your coach." Blah, blah, blah. He clearly wants out of Buffalo, and it's just the video of Diggs running down, literally just like screaming, just like in pure enjoyment and like embracing McDermott.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's gonna be. It's weird to see what I don't know how I can't think of what Diggs wants. It's weird.
He'll be a Bill for the rest of his career.
You think so?
I really do. I really think that. I've kind of learned once Diggs says something, he really means it.
Yeah.
Like, he really... I mean, if he had the vision of that he wanted to leave Buffalo, I think we would get more social media of him wanting to leave Buffalo. I think we would get less press conferences of Diggs. I think we would get less of everything of Diggs
also,
from Buffalo.
Since that the Trayvon Diggs thing, I have not seen a single tweet from Trayvon Diggs just talking about, get my brother out of there, get him out, I need him out. So I think Stephon Diggs probably had a talk with him and was like, listen, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm a Bill for life. I would love for Diggs to just continue to be the absolute GOAT in Buffalo and help Josh and the boys here bring home a few more titles. Because I think if, you know, we said earlier in the year that the window was closing a little bit, but all of a sudden, that window has been crushed back open into just, like, at first we thought, you know, lowering a little bit. Now all of a sudden, the sky's shining through that window, and just nothing. Everything's possible now.
Right. We got a caller.
Mm-hmm.
Fred from Kenmore. How are you, Fred?
Fred.
Not bad. Some famous coach, and I can't remember who it was, and it's at least decades ago, said, "Show me a loser, and I'll show you a loser." And basically, I don't, consider winning to be the end-all thing in the whole world, but these are professional athletes, and we are their fans. And end of the day, we really, really want the Bills to win. And somebody like Diggs absolutely hates to lose, and I wouldn't take Jefferson or Tyreek Hill over Diggs because of his will to win. That game in Miami last year, early in the year when it was about 90 and the Bills were just totally dehydrated and didn't have any cooling things on their sideline, and Diggs was absolutely running up and down the sidelines trying to talk people into scraping a small amount of energy so that the Bills would have a chance to win that game. And Josh is fearless. Josh makes mistakes, and Josh is Josh, as you guys have been commenting, but Josh also really, really wants to win, and he's fearless. And you had great point about the defensive backs. They've busted their you-know-whats trying to cover good receivers, and they're looking five directions, and then all of a sudden here comes a 240-pound guy running straight at them. So, and they're totally tired in the middle of a play. And, it's just, I really, really sincerely hope the Bills can get the monkey off their back and somehow muster enough skill and strength to win against the NFC if they can get through the AFC. I mean, Baltimore, I don't know how they can beat Baltimore, but if they can, I certainly am old enough that I don't want to lose another Super Bowl. All right, I'll take my comments off the air. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Fred. I'll be honest. I obviously now being here, just maybe a little biased now. I could see Buffalo there's a way to stop Baltimore. There is.
Oh, I give you one answer on how the Bills stopped Baltimore. It wasn't this year, but you remember last year where all hope seemed lost. Baltimore was up like 20-3 at half, and somehow the Bills just made the adjustments and found a way to come back. There is a way to stop Baltimore. It's not like they haven't done it before. It's not like
it's also not like it's not like
impossible.
Teams haven't done it this season.
No, and remember last time we saw Baltimore in the playoffs. Yes, it's a little bit of a different team now, but it was a close game. It was very defensive oriented. It was not a lot of scoring, which I would assume happens again. Just saying from what you would think would happen. And what it came down to was the defense making the biggest play of the game with Teron Johnson scoring a touchdown all the way back. I mean, there's a way to beat Baltimore. And no matter how dominant a team looks, there's always an Achilles heel. At some point, I mean, I've learned this with every single team, and even with the Bills. Sometimes they just hit a wall. And it's unlucky when that wall comes. It really is. It's just like you're going on a run, and you look away for 1 second, and you're running into a brick wall on the side of a building. It really is what it is. But at the end of the day, there's always a way to get over the wall. There's always a way to run through the wall. And the Bills, I think, have gotten hot at the right time. And I think this has happened every year that the Bills have made the playoffs, where we take one really bad loss against an NFC team. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady in overtime. That was the last time we lost in December. That was the last time. Just let that sink in. That was the last time the Bills lost in December. Probably 4 or 5 years ago now. 4 years ago now, I would think. Because that was Brady's Super Bowl.
2021.
So 3 years.
3. Yeah.
3, 4. We're in between here. But the Bills just go on these streaks where they win multiples in a row after learning, like, this was really bad. We don't want to have this happen again. And, you know, I could expect maybe against Pittsburgh we're going to hit a wall just because of weather and really maybe the Bills not prepared for everything Pittsburgh throws at us because, well...
What are they going to throw at you, George Pickens?
Well, Frank, we've been in this situation before where we look really good against Pittsburgh, and everybody takes us. I mean, we're already opened as 9.5 favorites, which is shocking by any means that we're almost double-digit favorites in the playoffs. But at some point, teams just... Tomlin knows what to throw at the Bills. That is the one thing I will say.
Yeah.
I don't think Harbaugh knows what to throw at the Bills. I don't think Stefanski knows what to throw at the Bills. I mean, you can prepare as much as you can, but at the end of the day, I think McDermott can outcoach all of these coaches.
Yeah.
I think if he puts his mind to it, he can outcoach, the Bills can outdo, and the Bills have the talent to do it.
Except Todd Bowles.
Except Todd Bowles. Sure, if they get to the Super Bowl and we're there and we see each other, then...
Oh, tell me that wouldn't be just the greatest thing.
That would be great. That would be great.
3 Super Bowls in my lifetime?
Right. Yeah. At least looking. At least watching them. Yeah.
It would
watching
be,
2.
It would be 2
1.
me knowing that it happened.
Yeah.
That would be really nice.
It would happen with Baker, which is like probably I would think the biggest underdog story there ever.
Mike Evans would get his second ring, solidifying himself as...
Well, he wouldn't get his second. Josh Allen would have to get his first. But... Yeah, laugh it up. Remember, Mike Evans only scored a touchdown on the Bills because it went off our guy's helmet.
Oh, my God. Leave me alone. I told you, I was drunk and I was mad at people that game. Leave me alone.
As the intro proceeds,
yes,
you would punch
that was
a kid.
the time. That was...
Yep.
You heard the intro, me talking about beating up a kid.
Yep.
That's what I was talking about.
Yep. But, I mean, I do want to get to the comment of you would take Diggs over Hill and Jefferson. The only reason I would say no right now, it's not because of talent, it's not because of what they do best. It's just because of age. I would take Tyreek and Jefferson just because they're a little bit younger.
Yeah, also...
That is the only, I think, downside to Diggs, is that we got him so late and that it's been a couple of years now and he's nearing the end. I think that is just the one thing that... If we had Justin Jefferson, we don't have to worry about this problem for like 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Fred, obviously, great comment. Everyone loves Diggs. But I am 1,000% taking Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill way above Stephon Diggs.
Because
Diggs is great. His ball catching ability is insane, especially going up for it.
Yep.
But Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill are literally... Yeah, no, I would still put Tyreek 1, Jefferson 2.
And I will say, for a Bills team with this mentality and McDermott's vision of the team and his... Diggs fits perfectly with the mentality. Don't be a loser, Don't
want to lose.
Don't want to lose. Be smart in every, circumstance, because, he takes slides when most people would try to get a couple extra yards.
Yeah.
And just being composed. And that's something I don't see from Tyreek or Justin Jefferson, their composure a lot. I know a couple of weeks ago, or even last week, we saw Justin Jefferson yelling at the sidelines, which I know it happens sometimes. I'm not saying Diggs hasn't yelled at the sidelines, but I'm saying in the way that he yelled at the sidelines. Jefferson looked more mad, and like he was just mad that he's there. Diggs has just been kind of like, I'm mad, but I want everybody to improve. And like, you can even look at the Miami game. Tyreek didn't even stay on the field.
He left immediately.
He left right after the pick. That kind of shows you their character.
Yeah.
Diggs has the best character for McDermott.
Yes.
It really is. It's just a perfect match. It really is for what Buffalo is and what McDermott wants. Diggs is perfect. Diggs is 100% perfect. So I think that's why we kind of get like, we wouldn't want anybody but Diggs. Because I just think Diggs is perfect in what he does, his character, his mentality, and just being how great he is. Frank, you're laughing?
I had a really bad joke in my head.
Oh, jeez.
Can't say it on air.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Don't ask me what you can and can't say on air. Don't ask.
I already know what I can and cannot say.
Okay, good. And enough of that question.
Because, as many times as Diggs is pissed off, he's pissed off at just... That's right. I know what I can and can't say.
We're back to pissed off.
Yeah, it really is character. It's Tyreek and Justin Jefferson. Yes, they have, I would say, currently more talent than Diggs.
Well, I think it's more talent in the sense that they are able to make bigger plays.
Mm-hmm.
Diggs is not big, flashy play guy.
No.
Like, I mean... Before everybody says, well, he makes one-handed catches, and he does this, and he does like all these neat little tricks.
It's not
and
what he's known for. It's not his repertoire.
He is known for great routes in beating the corners. Jalen Ramsey.
Why'd you say it like that? Jalen Ramsey's a bum.
Jalen Ramsey is a bum. That's why I'm saying it. Like, he can destroy corners when he wants to. And it was on full scale last week where it was, if Allen hits Diggs, it's a touchdown. I mean, that really was what it was. But they're not known for the big, deep down balls. They're not big for the big, flashy celebrations. Diggs not known for a celebration. Jefferson is more well known for a celebration and making deep catches. Tyreek is well known for a celebration and deep catches because his celebration is the peace sign. As we all know, that the NFL says, don't do it.
That's not his celebration anymore.
Well, I know.
Got thrown into his face by Antoine Winfield Jr., the best DB in the league.
But still, he's more well known for the big, flashy touchdown celebration and catches.
Yeah, he's moments.
Diggs is just get the yards, do what you need to do, and he doesn't care about I think he now cares a lot less about the praise that he gets. I think when he was in Minnesota, it was a lot more about the praise because he was a number 2. He was still really good. He wasn't getting enough of it. He was seen as behind Adam Thielen. But now that he's a number 1 in Buffalo, he doesn't need the praise anymore. No. He knows he has it. He knows that no matter what, he's going to get praised for any big play that he creates. It's now more doing his job and doing what he needs to do to win. Which I think Tyreek and Justin Jefferson still have that bit of a mind of I want praise.
I need it.
I need to be talked about.
But also Justin Jefferson missed 7 games and still to put up over 1,000 yards, which is insane.
With 2-3 different quarterbacks, which is
he's so good.
Nuts. I lost my train of thought.
What happened there?
I brain farted.
I saw you look at the time, look back at the computer, and just blank in your head.
I just blanked completely. Wow, I'm really blanking right now. I can't believe it. I had a perfect transition into this. You know what, Frank?
You want to talk about the Sabres?
We can talk about how bad Granado is.
Fire him! Fire him! What's
happening?
What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah, let's talk Sabres. Let's talk about the pitiful poverty franchise in Buffalo, New York.
I've never seen a more depressing place than Sabres Twitter.
It is so sad.
Oh my God, it's awful.
We celebrated getting 2 wins in a row. What a normal team does.
And then get demolished by the Kraken.
Yeah. Well, it was looking good at first because they actually scored first.
Skinner scored first, right? Or
Skinner scored first. And then they had 19 shots on goal that first period. And then everything went to hell. Just everything. This team looks 20 times different. And you cannot tell me right now, oh, it's injuries. It's the injuries.
You can't blame injuries.
You can't. It is the coaching. It has to be the coaching.
Who's injured right now?
I mean, Skinner just got imaged for chest, but
they were bad before that.
And
Greenway's back.
Tage is back.
Benson.
Gergensen and Opozo are
Quinn.
back. Or Opozo got hurt, but is that really a big loss?
No.
I mean, Samuelson got hurt for the time being, but he's back. They just don't know what they're doing. They really, I can't figure out in my mind what they're doing.
I don't
see a plan anymore. I just see like big blaring alarms, like just huge red alerts everywhere.
And it's just like, all I keep seeing on the Twitter timelines and mentions for them is just like, so do we put this on Granado or the players? And I'm just like, you have to put it on both, but to make the decision, you have to fire Granado. You have to.
It is at that point. You're halfway through the season where I think one of the first teams,
second to last, in the
into Atlantic. Yep, and you're already halfway through your games, and you're only slated for 76 points. I saw. Last year you got 90 some.
And we're fighting until the last week for a play. And it's not even like, oh, well, start off slow.
We expected this,
No. Not this bad.
No. I mean, I was expecting maybe a loss here or there, like we take a couple of bad losses, like a normal Sabres fashion does. It just went all downhill. And at this point, it's just clear house. It really is. I don't have another alternative. And maybe if Harrington was here, he would be like, well, I've seen every game because he's a season ticket holder and yada, yada, yada. It's all on the players. It's not on Granado. It's not Granado's fault. It's them not executing the system. And then at some point you got to say, well, is it really?
Is it what system?
What system?
Duncan Chase every game?
Yeah, score 1 goal and allow the other team to score 5?
Literally just dump it. Chase. The game before the Kraken.
Yeah.
Even though they won.
Oh, it still looked horrible.
Still dumping Chase.
Yeah.
They've been doing it every game.
Yeah. No, it's a big part of their system, and they don't have the guys for that.
And the defenseman, I know Dahlin is technically an all-star. Looks.
He's looked like he's taking a downgrade.
Yeah, so slow.
Yeah,
and he's making awful decisions that are leading to goals.
And they're still trying, which I hate that they're still trying this. And I think people didn't pick on it sooner just because it did work for a time being, which all things work for a time being until teams figure out how to stop it. And that one thing is that the pass from our blue line to their blue line. The Sabres love doing that.
Yeah.
Every time. And for a period, I think last year, teams didn't know how to handle it. It was working really well. Well, you give a team a year, you give a team an off season, they're going to figure it out. They're going to figure out how to attack it better, what you're doing to disguise it, how to just defend better against it. And teams have figured it out. It's not that hard. And I hate when people say, well, we lost to the Islanders or the Rangers because they play boring hockey. And I get it. Yes, it may be boring to most people. Like, it's not the most electrifying gameplay you've ever seen.
Islanders for sure.
Islanders for sure. But is it winning them games? Is it stopping what the Sabres are doing?
Are the Rangers the top of the Metropolitan? Yes.
Yes. It's not working anymore. And you can even look at the power play. I'm so glad. I will give credit for the penalty kill. That was one of the things I was most worried about coming into this season. How the penalty kill was going to look and, what they were going to look like and are they going to be able to be dominant? And they are dominant. They're actually really good. And then they said, screw everything else. They said, screw scoring goals, screw doing well, screw defending. We're just going to focus on penalty kill. Power play isn't there. Scoring isn't there. It's like at this point, nothing's working. And when nothing's working, it's time to jump ship. It really is. You have enough talent there where it's not like years past where coaches would look at this and be like, I don't know if I really want to go there. I don't know if they have enough for me personally to give me success. I think now that you have signed key players like a Tage, a Dahlin, a Power, a Samuelson, to multi-year deals, not even multi-year deals, 7-8 year deals, I think it finally becomes a destination that coaches are like, I wouldn't mind trying to coach that. I really wouldn't. I think it's now the perfect time. You're halfway through the season. You got a little break because of All-Star break. Change has got to come.
It has to.
It just has to. Bring in Bruce Boudreau. He's right across the border. He's put in interest for this job before when Granato originally got the job. And I do want, if Granato does get fired this year, I don't want an apology from you because you aren't the biggest hockey guy. And I understand that, sometimes you just go with majority. And
but also,
I want an apology from Evan Harrington. I want an apology from Joe Cowley because all those years ago, 2 years ago, that I said Granato should be fired that offseason. And that we should pick up a guy like Pierre DeVore or somebody who was a high talented head coach option.
Paul Maurice was available 2 years ago.
Paul Maurice, yep. I want an apology saying that I was right all along. Like, no matter what. Like, he hasn't done anything. And he's great. You could say, well, he's done all this developmental stuff. He's made Tage what he is. He's done middle stat really well this year. Really, I honestly think it's the fans who do the development more than the coaches. If the fans bully a player enough, the player starts doing well. Have you noticed? You bully Tage next year, or during the year, Tage starts doing well. You bully Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. He's become a really good dominant option this year.
By the way, best goalie on the team.
On the team. We bullied Casey Middlestat. I bullied Casey Middlestat
mode's
a lot.
insane right now.
Middlestat mode is
legitimately the best player on the team.
I think even people started to attack Jordan Greenway when we made the trade and he wasn't looking that great. Greenway looks way better this year than he did last year.
That was my first one where I was like, you know what? Really like this guy. I think he's going to be great. I was right.
Yeah. I really think at this point, the fans do more to rile up the players than the coaches do. And it's just showing every single game. Matty Ellis can't call a power play. I don't know what they're doing anymore. It's great that the video team knows what a goal and isn't a goal. Like, that they can tell from offsides and tell Don to challenge it. Like, what's Don really doing?
Just sitting there.
Donnie's just really funny because his nickname is Donnie Meatballs.
Yeah.
And he's got a meme out of it. He needs to go. He just does. He just does. It's enough is enough. I've been saying this for 2 years. Everybody's called me stupid, that this is dumb, that I'm not in the right mindset for this. I don't think I ever was. I don't think I was ever wrong. I saw it before the rest of you. I just knew something was wrong.
It was just the season that happened last year.
There was hope. There was hope given to people.
Yeah.
And that's why I said at the beginning of the season, don't buy into the hope. Because the hope kills everything. And it's killed everything. Everything outside is now mush because of Don Granato. I see people walking around. I wouldn't be shocked if people looked at my sweatshirt today because I'm wearing a Go Ahead sweatshirt and just sighed and just like I expected bigger things. I've seen from friends that I talk to or coworkers, or I even love Bulldog because one day that Shope wasn't there, he did talk about the Sabres and where they are as a franchise, and he's like, you've been in a rebuild for a decade now, and fans are starting not to show up. How much longer is this viable? How much longer does Buffalo stay in Buffalo? How much longer do the Sabres stay in Buffalo? Like, this is not a good option anymore. And it's great when we're winning because they know, the NHL knows, we show up and we will support throughout everything.
It's just gotten...
But it's 10 years. Like, I get it. Well, with the Bills, you had 17. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but I'm saying that at some point the numbers start to decline, and I think the same time for the Bills too, numbers started to decline. And they just need to they need to get a coach. They need to get, because I think they have the players. I think they have the skill. Because they don't have talent right now. I think talent's overused. I still think talent is when you're winning.
You know who would have been great?
Sam Reinhart. I knew where you were going.
I was going to say Patrick Kane.
Oh, well, he's not doing that.
I mean, if you want to talk Sam Reinhart, we can absolutely talk about Sam Reinhart if you want.
Well, yeah, he has 29 goals, and that's more than Tage, Tuck, and Middlestat combined.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And for all of our power play goals, he is 46% of them.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's great. So great that we decided...
Second in the Atlantic.
So great that we moved on from him, from this rookie goalie who's kind of, sort of panning out at some moments and not panning out at others. Really great trade, guys.
8-game win streak.
Yeah, okay, we get it.
Sergei Bobrovsky's on a tear. Kachuk, natural hat trick last night.
Yep, I get it.
Verhaeghe's on another tear.
I get it.
Barkov is probably going to get another Selk.
You got a good team. You got a really good team. You really do. I will give Panthers 100% credit in saying that I am on the bandwagon to win the cup this year.
I'll take it.
Last year I was kind of like, I don't really trust them. This year I trust them.
Yeah,
this year I'm fully on the train.
There was a big Twitter thing going on between literally all of Panthers Twitter and this one girl, because she posted like Kachuk stats. Just, I'll be honest, Kachuk, beginning of 2020, or not beginning of 2023, beginning of 2023, he was the best player on the ice. But when the season started this year and heading into like Christmas and all that, you know, he was getting, you know, he wasn't producing as much.
Mm-hmm.
Puts out that one tweet of his stats and just goes, you know, it's a good thing he's in a small market or else he'd be getting called out every night. You know what happens? Natural hat trick. Then we pull up all his stats. It's like, yeah, he has 14 points in the last 5-6 games.
You know what's funny? It kind of sounds like the exact same thing with McDermott in the hit piece.
Yeah.
You know, somebody says something that...
and then all of a sudden it's just like...
all of a sudden, yeah.
What did you say?
Right? Oh, boosh. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I've been enjoying this. I'm enjoying my nice little...
No, I'm at least enjoying this, at least the Sabres season, in the sense that I know I was right the whole time.
Yeah. You're just enjoying this out of like spite and pity. Oh. Not pity, but you're just
no, this is
petty.
Just straight up, yeah, I'm very petty at this because...
You're just seeing this like, I told you.
For 2 years, I've been saying this and been called stupid or have had discussions of like, how can you think this way? And people trying to prove me wrong. My proof is in the pudding.
Proof is second to last in the Atlantic. Just literally,
and really
2
we
points
are
above?
last. Really, we are last because Ottawa still has like 4 games on us.
Yeah,
and it's not fun. And you know, I bet if Harrington was here, he would give a more in-depth reason like, you know, this is why they're not working, because he does do a lot of research and he does show up to every home game that I know of. You know, he probably misses like
he's got the way more like technical viewpoint of it,
and that's a great viewpoint. But I'm more results.
Yeah,
see, I am way more. I will say that is the one big thing between me and Harrington, which I think leads us for a lot of our hot-headed discussions or our heated discussions, is that he thinks technical, I think results, and I don't care about the technical once I see results. And you know, at this point, I think all you can do is look at results and say, he's just not cutting it as a coach. He's just not. He just can't be the coach for our foreseeable future. Because everybody was like, well, if he makes the playoffs, you know, then he can keep on being our coach. We're not even in discussion of playoffs.
It's basically...
We're not even close.
I would say
we're in discussion for top 5 pick.
Yeah.
We are back in discussion in just, is there anybody we should tank for? Like, really, I wish they would have done this a year sooner. Give me Connor Bedard. Please and thank you.
You knew Chicago was going to get it anyway.
Oh,
no
yeah.
point.
Even though I do like Benson. This isn't a shot at Benson.
No.
This is more just...
This
is more, if you decided to suck, why didn't you suck sooner? That's really what it is. If you decided to suck this much, why didn't you do it sooner?
Especially after last season.
Honestly, I really think Seth Appert should be the interim head coach once Granato gets fired. Because at least with Appert, I saw something, even though sometimes it was a little bumpy, and sometimes it was a little, he won games.
Yeah.
He won games. And I get it. Yeah, maybe that's like a 2-game serving size compared to Granato's 39. But I would take those 2 games over the 39. 100%. I've had enough of losing. And I think most of the guys have had enough of losing. And I don't care how many of those guys come out and support Granato. I think that's great that you're supporting a coach. I have no problem with players saying, well, we like this coach. But we've also seen management say, I don't give 2 craps. We're going in a different direction.
Yeah.
More notably, Mark Davis with Rich Bisaccia. All the players came out, said, we love this guy, want to keep him. Mark Davis said, no, we're getting Josh McDaniels. I really want to see what this looks under a different coach. I really do.
I think you have to.
Because I think we have the talent. Or not even the talent. I think we have the players.
Absolutely.
I think we have the blueprint. I think we have the system laid out. I bet we already have the building beams in place. We just can't build the rest of the building. We just can't figure it out. We're like Should we use wood? Should we use brick? Or should we use straw?
And now,
it seems like every year we choose straw and then we blow away.
And the talent is absolutely there.
Yep.
Darlene and Power, when they are on the level that we know they can be on.
Right. They are on fire.
Darlene was literally a top 3 defenseman last year.
But I know the rest of the Sabres fan base should be behind me because of one thing, and it started 2 days ago. We started cheering for 2 wins in a row. Once you start cheering for 2 wins in a row, you have convinced me you're out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
You have convinced me that at this point you are waving the white flag, that you are just happy that we are getting 2 wins in a row, 4 points in a 82 game season, and where a team can score 100 some every single year. 4 points you're celebrating? Really?
Yeah, that's
so happy.
That's when you kind of hit.
That's where we've all hit a wall, and I don't think people want to talk about it yet because I think people still have hope. And
we're in January.
I know, and it's like give up your hope for change.
All-Star break is literally in a month.
Start hoping for change. That is what you're hoping for now. You are not hoping for wins. You are hoping for change.
Do you think they're waiting out till All-Star break to see if anything changes after?
No.
You think anything?
I know. I would know if Don's in real trouble if he fires Matt Ellis. If he fires Matty Ellis. Because I think if you're Pagula, if you're Terry, I go up to Don and ask for his immediate removal. 100%. Yeah. He's just not good. Whatever the system is this year, it's not working. And this is just, he's power play guy. His power play looks atrocious. Like, I am shocked we are not last in the league. I am really shocked we are not last in the league in power play. We still somehow are above a couple other teams, which to those couple other teams, you are worse than the Sabres. Haha, funny. But
who's worse, Chicago, Ottawa, San Jose?
Or the Sabres?
I'm just trying to see who's on that level.
I would say right now, if you're looking at Chicago, because of all of their injuries.
Now Bedard's gone. For 6 to 8 weeks.
Bedard's gone. Foligno's gone. Taylor Hall's been gone for a while. I mean, yeah, they're not huge players, but they're still what made that team look interesting. I think it's got to be between San Jose and Chicago right now.
Yeah.
Because San Jose is still allowed 7 to the Maple Leafs.
They're just fun.
Yeah.
They're just fun to look at them every once in a while. Be like, how are the Sharks doing? Yeah, that's fun. That's cute.
No, I always say during shows I really want to do Sabres After Dark. I really want to watch games.
Yeah.
I just can't. I don't think I wouldn't want to put myself through it. I wouldn't want to put any of us through it. Me right now, it just seems like a waste of time to do it. If we went to a game, that is a completely different thing than being here and watching and commentating over the game.
Yeah, Panthers Sabres, February 13th.
Yeah. I definitely think that's a different, I would love to go to the Sabres game. That's completely different.
That's just an experience. But having to sit down and watch it.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to put, that seems like torture.
It is.
That is probably, yeah. I mean, I just wouldn't want to put anybody else through that. It's I had the idea. I had games planned. I mean, you saw. Just tell me what games are available and, we could do them if you want. And I'm thinking maybe we'll do 1 or 2 this year again.
Yeah.
I mean, last year, I think we only did 1 or 2 because it was just a new idea. And it was just we're testing this out. And I do regret we didn't do more last year because they did do really well last year.
And now here we are.
A year later.
And be do we even want to do this?
Yeah, do we want to do this anymore?
It's just going to be a lot of...
no clue. Yeah. We're finally going to take that break.
I was going to say, I got to go run to the little boys' room.
Okay, I don't think the rest of the listeners needed to know that. But
we're all gentlemen here.
Well, how you know?
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Be correct. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to make our wildcard round picks. And I'm very excited for them. And even after the break, coming back, Justin, even though you're not here, if you are listening, this is the what I come back with is what you're gonna want to listen to.
What are you gonna do to him?
You'll see. I'm just gonna have fun with it. You've been listening to Blitz on 91.3 FM.
The Bills make me wanna shout, kick your heels up and shout, throw your hands up and shout, throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout, yeah, 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 yeah. Say you will. Shout it right now, baby. Say you will. Come on, come on. Say you will. Come on and shout. Say you will. Yeah.
Jacksonville. You're damn straight. Give me the hometown boys. Give me the Jags, baby.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
The Bills make me wanna shout.
Welcome back to the Blitz on 91.3 FM, WBOI Buffalo, Buffalo's original alternative since 1982. And that's just something I put together for Justin if he was going to be here today. It's a little mean. It's a little mean, Frank. Your jaw is gone.
That is the coldest thing you've ever done. To have all three playoff teams of everyone in this room, and then have him go, yeah, bro. Did you do this last night too? Or did you have this one ready?
I prepared it 2 days ago.
Oh my!
So I did.
You've been on a roll.
Yeah. No, you give me time. I make things.
Shout!
Yeah, I put that in there at the end, but I thought that was great. It was mean, but it was great.
Also, what even is that Jacksonville one? That was
they don't have a song, so it's just their touchdown song. They don't have an actual, I tried to search up if they have a Duval song or... I
think it's just Duval.
Yeah, no, they don't have, a jingle. They don't.
Yeah, what are you going to sing about? I can't say the things that they would sing about in Jacksonville.
Probably. But I thought it was perfect putting in. Sorry.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Please don't do that to me.
Well...
God, please. God, please. Please.
Is it already made? Who knows? His face. His face just turned upside down.
I don't like the words that you say.
Is it already made?
Well. Oh, hello?
Oh. I got a notification that appeared on my computer. I'm sorry. Because it's time.
It's the worst yet best time.
It really is.
It was obviously the best time. The best and most fulfilling time is week 1 when you got those fall leaves. Yep.
Yeah.
What I said made sense.
Yeah, the words that you say make sense.
You know, you got pumpkins around, you got color shading, you got wear a hoodie under my jersey, maybe just wear the jersey.
Yep.
Now I gotta wear a beanie when I walk.
Yeah.
That's all I can wear, and just a hoodie. And just some kind of warm weather attire. Yeah. Warming, whatever. Listen. It's just, you know, playoffs are amazing, but also it sucks because now we're heading into, you know, we're winding down.
Right, we're nearing the end.
And that's not fun.
No.
I don't like it. Because I'll be honest, I don't really care about the draft. And I know that's when news starts picking up. I don't care.
I really care about free agency.
That's when I care.
Okay, cool. No, that works with me.
It's like the draft. It's like, listen.
Look, I'll do research. I'll make the first round. After that, you lose me.
If the Bucks don't pick someone on defense in the first round, that's when I don't care.
Right.
Which they've done wonderfully in the past 3 years. But still, I don't know. This is just, now that it's starting to wind down, I'm sad.
Sad. Well, we get to make picks, and we're going to start off with the Joe Flacco-led, high-flying Cleveland Browns against the most prominent rookie QB from last year's draft and the Houston Texans.
You know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
Is that other than probably 1 or 2 games, all these games are going to be close games, I hope.
Yeah.
And this is one where I have to take the glasses off and see what's in front of me, see what I'm playing with here.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Joe Flacco, who's been, I mean, the meme has always been Joe Flacco's elite. It's not a meme anymore.
No, he quite literally
It's not a meme.
Yeah.
It's real life. Joe Flacco's elite.
No, that was the main question for the backhand of his career, and he's shown he's elite.
Clearly, the Jets is the problem because this has been...
Yeah. He's fine.
Yeah. But CJ Stroud is incredible.
He has been. Probably rookie of the year.
Him and Dalton Schultz have had a strong connection. And
him, Nico Collins. I mean, pull out a big win over Indy. Knocked Indy out.
Yeah.
Then got the 4 seed because of Jacksonville losing. Get to host their first playoff game since the Bills wild card back in 2019.
Disgusting. I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns just because their defense is significantly better. I think if this were to end up in a shootout, I think the Browns could hold them at bay.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. Jim Schwartz was just named the #1 assistant in the league by the NFLPA. Rightfully so. He is just... I mean, when we hired Rex Ryan here in Buffalo, I was so disappointed because I knew we had to get rid of Jim Schwartz. And Jim Schwartz is just so good.
Yeah.
He deserves to be a head coach somewhere. He really does with that defense. I mean, I know people are like, oh, he's just a really good defensive coordinator. If you get a good team behind him, I don't see anybody stopping him.
Browns have literally been
unstoppable.
Literally changing between probably 1 through 3 and like top defenses in the league.
No, I want Cleveland to win also because of my next pick, so they can face Baltimore. Because I think Cleveland can have a really good job beating Baltimore.
Yeah. And alleviating the
Lamar rest Jackson. Of the AFC.
Trying to think.
Eliminating?
No. Yeah, eliminating Lamar Jackson from the game.
Yeah. No, I really think they are the best team to do it. Moving on, let's go to Peacock. Because this is the stupidest decision they've ever made.
I have Peacock, so I'm fine.
Oh, you're fine?
I have wrestling. I have to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's so great being able to watch probably a really good game between Miami and Kansas City. Oh, wait, you have to pay $5.99 a month if you want to watch it. For a month.
No, you don't. I could give you the website right now.
Oh,
I won't. I won't.
Well, you won't on air.
Won't on air.
Won't on air.
But if you
really want to watch
if you DM me on Instagram, I will gladly just give you the website and you just go on there and watch the game when it happens.
But Miami, Kansas City, Miami really banged up. Going into Kansas City, who has not looked the same this whole year. And what's even worse for Miami, it's going to be freezing. -9, supposedly.
Yeah, with the wind chill.
They're going to freeze.
Hey, but Mike McDaniel said, make it colder. Whatever that shirt said.
Yeah, is it cold enough?
Is it cold enough? Yeah, just for that, I'm taking... I don't want to, out of principle.
Right.
Because honestly, both of these teams don't deserve it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they deserve it. They play, well enough to make it in here. But in terms of good football, neither of these teams are going to give it to you down the stretch right now.
No.
But No, I'm going Miami.
Wow. I'm going Kansas City. Hence why the Cleveland pick was made. Kansas, I would love to see Kansas City again. Just because I think they're in such a disgruntled fashion right now. They just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They really just have their head in the clouds. And I think Miami also has their head higher up in the clouds, though. And it doesn't help that they could be without Mozart again and Waddle. And Hill still another week banged up. And just way too much. And then they lose guys against the Bills. And, I don't care how ticked off they are. I don't think it will be enough. I do like Andy Reid's comment, though, about the game with the cold forecast. And he said, we're not having a snowball fight.
No. Also, I feel like the Chiefs winning, they feed off momentum more than I think any other team.
Yeah.
And I think if they get a big win over Miami to advance.
Plus, I also think Kansas City plays up to their team.
Yeah.
Or up to the opponent. Like, as we saw, they faced the Raiders, and they kind of played like the Raiders would.
Yeah.
And, I think they'll be able to be up for the challenge and get a win. I would like to see Miami out.
Yeah.
Because if Miami wins, they go back to Baltimore, and I don't think anybody wants to be put through that again.
Yeah, that's not going to be fun.
Yeah, that's not a fun game. Then, let's go to the NFC side. Let's go Green Bay and Dallas. 4:30 on a Sunday.
Spooky season for Cowboys. Spooky season part 2 for them.
You're right.
Mr. Smith, if you're listening, I really mean no harm by this. But I'm taking the upset. I'm taking the Packers. I don't know why. I don't really have a reason. I don't need a reason. I'm 21. This isn't my full-time job yet. I don't have to give you a reason. Okay? You understand me? But I'll give you a reason.
I don't gotta give you a reason, but I'm gonna give you a reason anyway.
The Packers have shown so much resilience this season in a situation where they were seen as going to be one of those bottom-dwelling teams, like a few other teams that have made the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
They were seen as going to be the bottom of the barrel. They're going to be seen as just dust them off and you won't see them. You won't have to worry about them for the rest of the season. Yet here they are, and honestly, I think Dallas also has that problem of the Dolphins where they do not play up. Or they think too highly of themselves heading into a game.
Yeah.
I think they all just get in each other's heads. And when Tony Pollard is not producing and Dak Prescott isn't seeing the field well, that doesn't click. It's not cohesive. It's not going to be well enough. And I think the Packers themselves, I think they're going to be a stronger unit out there, and I give it to the Packers beating the Cowboys.
I agree. In the last 10 matchups between the Packers and the Cowboys, the Packers are 9-1. 9-1. And their last loss was, the Packers' loss was October 16th, 2016.
Jeez.
Which I think might have been the year Aaron Rodgers got hurt for the whole year.
That wasn't Dak's, or was that Zeke's rookie year?
I think that was his rookie.
It was one of the two rookies.
Right. But the last time they faced off, Green Bay won 31-28.
Wow.
I mean, if Green Bay can put it together, Green Bay can score.
Yeah.
Green Bay can score really good, and Love looks like he's getting hot at a good time. I mean, that game against Chicago, I mean, granted, it's Chicago, but still looked really good. Making really nice deep passes. I mean, both of the Wicks touchdowns impressed me.
Yeah.
I was like, that's going to be good. And I just think at some point that Dallas' guy hit a wall, like I said earlier, saying that every team hits a wall. But I also think Dallas is just a coin flip. It's too hard of a coin flip to call.
Yeah.
It really is. They can be on point 1 minute and then off the next. It really is a toss-up. Let's go to the Sunday night game. I think one of the biggest games ever.
Oh, I know.
That the script writers have ever put together.
This is the game of
Matthew Stafford going home, saying, "Hey, Detroit, what's up? You guys are in the playoffs?" And Detroit's going, "Yeah, man, we're in the playoffs, and we face you week 1 in the wild card."
This is tearing me apart.
It is a very hard decision. Detroit's first home playoff game in 30 years.
And you play against
you play against the man who kind of led you on this trajectory.
Lived and breathed
Lions his whole career.
Yeah. Man, this sucks. No, I'm going Detroit. I love this Lions team. I love Jared Goff. Loved him since he was drafted. I've been on record for saying that multiple times now. And if Sam Laporta can, come back healthy for this, and Amon-Ra and him and Goff have that connection, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, I think that offense will expose the Rams defense. And I'm going to give the edge to the Lions. I think the Lions take the victory over their former father in Matthew Stafford.
Can I tell you?
Oh no.
I'm going weird. I'm going the Rams, baby. I just
that's not weird.
No, it's not too weird, but I mean, I think most people look at this game and say, "Oh, Detroit's going to win for sure."
I'm not saying for sure.
Right. I'm saying most people. I'm not saying
most people for sure be like, "Oh, Detroit's got some." Like,
right. Stafford just does really well in the playoffs. They have a healthy Cooper Kupp. They have a healthy Puka Nacua. They have a Kyren Williams. And I think the main deciding factor was Sam Laporta getting hurt.
Yeah.
For me. Because that takes your biggest target off of the field.
Is he officially out?
He has an outside chance to play, which is never good when you hear outside chance.
All I know is that they were taking him day to day.
Yeah. I mean, if he plays, then it turns into how much he plays. And does he really look the same? I mean, they probably lucked out with the injury. It could have been way worse for a game that did not matter. I mean, yeah, they had a shot at the 2, but they needed Dallas to lose, and that wasn't going to happen. But nonetheless, I just think Stafford can do it. And Stafford knows the weaknesses. I mean, even if he hasn't been there for 2-3 years, he knows the weaknesses. I mean, Detroit's got a good team, and Detroit, everything going for them. But if it's the one person who can take him down, is Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay. It really is. I think that defense, the Rams defense has looked better. It's really young. And I think now you can focus on a lot more on Amon-Ra. And the Rams still have a really good run defense at times.
Also, I feel so bad for Lions fans. Your first playoff home game in 30 years.
And you gotta face
and you gotta play the guy that literally was the ring bearer for you.
Yeah.
Was the key holder.
Yep.
And I don't know if anyone from Detroit, Michigan is listening to this or any Lions fans, but you can give Stafford that 30-second minute standing ovation.
Yeah.
But after that, you need to be hostile.
You gotta put your feelings aside.
You need to put them aside.
You can't be cheering for him.
You can't.
No, you just can't. I mean, you just can't.
It's nice to show. You can all show your love to him.
Right.
He's like
maybe the first drive, maybe be like, oh yay, and then I don't even know if it lasts that long.
I don't think you give it the first drive. Just give him 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
Give
the little package because I don't think he's been back in Detroit yet.
So thank him for everything.
Yeah.
And then the second that's over,
you gotta get your game faces on.
You have to get hostile.
Yep.
You have to make it uncomfortable.
If I'm Dan Campbell, I'm telling my team not to look at the package.
No.
I'm telling my team just look at them.
Listen, I know some of you probably you're a really good friend over there. That's not today.
Yeah. No.
If you want to prove that this
Frank Ragnow, you better snap the best game of your life.
Yeah. This is
snap better than you ever had for Stafford.
Because yes, I know it's your friend. You guys probably want to do this. You're happy that you're all here. At this point, it's to prove that you guys are the best Lions team.
Yep.
And to do that, you have to be hostile. You have to put everything aside, and you have to dominate the way you have the entire year.
Right. Let's move on to Monday night. I know we're skipping over one game. Don't worry.
Well, I mean, I know why we're skipping it.
Well, of course. But let's go. Tampa Bay and the Philadelphia Eagles.
I can't tell you how nervous, excited, and terrified I am for this. Played them earlier in the year, week 3. Came up short. But it wasn't you're getting blown out.
Right.
It was one of those games where it was like, man,
we could have won that.
Really thought we really had a shot there.
Mm-hmm.
And look what the season's done for us. Baker Mayfield is proven to be a top 10 quarterback. Number 10. Mm-hmm. Say it now.
Yep.
Mike Evans, another incredible season. Godwin started speeding up. Rashad White started speeding up.
Yeah.
Kate Otten, when he's out there on the option, he's incredible. And the defense finally
looks like a defense.
Finally started playing defense. Antoine Winfield Jr., Pro Bowl snub, but future All-Pro, and will probably be the highest paid DB in the league, probably, if we can make it happen. I really I'm not even saying this biased.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe the Buccaneers in home are going to upset the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm very scared of what you're pulling up right now because this determines everything.
Chris, this is not for you. I'm going with the Bucks.
Buccaneers. Go Bucks.
I'm going with the Bucks, Frank.
Oh my God.
It may be really bad luck that I'm going with the Bucks right here.
You picked them. No, you picked them twice and they've won.
Okay, have I?
Yep.
Okay.
And it was big games too.
Okay. So, I really do think there's a chance. I really think there is a good shot you beat Philly. And the main reason are 3 players who are hurt.
Hurts?
Hurts A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. That is your whole core.
Especially because that defense is ripping hole, like they're holes.
Yep. I just really think you have the Bucks. The Bucks have the best shot.
Especially we have Levante David and Devin White, who have been also, like I said, starting to play amazing defense. One of the best pair of middle linebackers in the league.
Yep.
Antoine Winfield, one of the best DBs. I really think all we need is just Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean to understand that, hey, you guys have sucked.
Yep.
Let's not let that happen anymore.
Yep.
And let this be the start of that.
Yep.
The Bucks. I'm taking Bucks over Eagles.
Yep, I agree. And for the last game,
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands
the Bills and the Steelers. Do we really need to make picks? Do we really need to pick?
The only thing I'll say is TJ Watt's out. That wasn't going to matter anyway.
The Bills are going to win. Not by 1 touchdown, not by 2 touchdowns, but by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Levi Wallace, welcome home. Diggs, 5 touchdowns.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. Okay, I have a little fuck. But burn his ass.
We can say ass?
Yeah.
You anger me. Hey.
Man.
It's happening.
It's happening. We're moving on. Hopefully.
Listen, I already have my theories on the Super Bowl. I already know what it's going to be.
Bills Bucks, baby.
I'm sick and tired of, the colors match the Ravens and the 49ers, dude. It's going to happen. I don't care. I don't care what your stupid theories, because I got one in my head. Said it the past 2 seasons and it hasn't happened. It's got to be one of these times, and I think the window for that is finally here. Because the path in the NFC is shaky, other than San Fran.
Depends who you,
But we played San Fran, we got whooped. But still, if there's ever a year for it to happen,
this is the year.
Bucks, Bills, Super Bowl. Baker versus Josh.
That would be so much fun. That would be so much fun.
Also, that already tells you what my picks are for the next. Well, it depends on what happens.
Well, yeah, it depends on what happens. But we must close out the show.
No.
It's been 2 hours.
I know.
Shockingly. I didn't think it was going to be 2 hours so soon.
We only took 1 break, and it was only like 5 minutes.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at FrankLopez_561 or on Twitter at Frank561Lopez or uploading within the week my first 4 episodes of the Sunshine State Sports Pod. Finally finished editing after I went home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, took me a little bit, but I finally figured it all out, trying to find music and stuff.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And you can find me on X at @double_D_WNY. You can follow the Blitz Instagram at _Blitz_on_91.3 FM. Which, greatest username ever.
Yeah, we got it. Something's got to change about that.
Maybe. I hope everybody has a great Wednesday, great rest of the week.
Great Wildcard Weekend.
Great Wildcard Weekend.
Are we back Monday? No show Monday?
We'll do Monday or Wednesday.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. Because it depends what everybody else has got going.
Yeah.
But besides that, have a great week. Have a great Wildcard Weekend. Go Bills. Go Bucks. Oh, yeah, baby. And we'll see you next time.
Boom. Boom. Boom.